Okay, picture this. It's Monday morning. You stumble into the kitchen, your eyes are barely opened. You're just trying to make some breakfast. You grab the eggs, you grab the bread. Everything seems normal, right? Wrong. So wrong.
Hey, what's the big idea? I was comfortable in there. It was dark, it was cozy, and now I'm sizzling on this hot thing.
You'd probably think you're still dreaming. I mean, an egg yelling at you. That's not in any cookbook I've ever read. And trust me, I've looked at the pictures in a lot of them. You'd probably just shake your head and move on to the toast. You pop 2 slices into the toaster thinking, okay, toast can't talk, it's just bread.
A little to the left. No, wait, that's too much. I'm getting a tan line. Do you have any idea how hard it is to get an even tan in here? The coils are so uneven.
Now you've got a complaining egg and a diva piece of toast. Your simple breakfast has turned into a full-blown kitchen drama. You're not even the director, you're just the guy with the spatula. Things would get even crazier. Imagine the bacon strips in the pan, all lined up like they're in a boy band. One starts singing, "Don't go bacon my heart," while another one yells, "I can't feel my ends. Am I crispy yet? Tell me I'm crispy." You'd just be standing there, completely stunned. You wanted a quiet meal. But instead you're running a morning talk show for your food. You're trying to reason with a piece of bacon about its career choice. It's a total mess, and you haven't even had your coffee yet, which is probably whispering, don't even think about it until you sort this out. So there you are, spatula in hand, facing a full-scale breakfast rebellion. The egg is giving you the silent treatment, which is hard for an egg to do, but it's managing. The toast is demanding some kind of special butter, maybe something imported. The bacon is still performing its musical number. At this point, you'd probably just give up. You'd slowly back out of the kitchen and grab a granola bar from the pantry. But then you'd hear a tiny rapper voice say, "Are you sure you want to do this? Think of the crumbs. There's just no winning."
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
So you survive breakfast. You think, lunch will be easier. I'll just have a salad. That's a healthy choice, a quiet choice, or so you think. You open your container at work and it's like opening the door to a group therapy session.
The lettuce leaves are all huddled together, one of them weeping softly. He just rips us apart, it sobs. We were a happy head of lettuce, a real family. And then he came along with his shiny knife. There was iceberg everywhere.
It's a truly heartbreaking scene right there next to your desk. Then the cherry tomatoes chime in. They're the angry ones in the group.
One of them, a little red guy with a tough guy voice, rolls over and says, "Yeah, and what about us? We get tossed in here." And then, bam! Fork attack! A fork! Do you know how pointy those things are? I saw my brother, Tony Tomato, get stabbed yesterday. He was a good tomato. A little soft on the inside, but a good tomato.
You're just trying to eat your lunch, and now you're an unwilling witness to a tomato tragedy. You start to feel a little guilty about the fork in your hand. The cucumber slices are the ones trying to keep it all together. They're the therapists of the salad bowl.
One slice, cool and calm, says, now, let's all try to breathe. Remember your happy place. Remember the garden, the nice sun, the gentle rain, before the great chopping. But then its voice starts to tremble. Oh, who am I kidding? I miss my other half. We were a whole cucumber, and now I'm just a bunch of circles.
Even the therapist is breaking down. Your healthy lunch is now a bowl full of emotional baggage. And don't even get me started on the croutons. They're the tough guys who pretend they don't care, but deep down they're terrified.
One of them, probably the leader, just scoffs. We were once proud bred, strong, full of potential. Now we're just crunchy little rocks, sent here to be shattered by giant teeth. It's a tough life, a real tough life.
At this point, you'd probably just close the lid very, very slowly. Maybe that vending machine sandwich isn't such a bad idea after all. At least, it doesn't share its feelings. Dinner time. You decide to treat yourself. You go to a nice restaurant, maybe for a date. You order the steak and potatoes. Sounds romantic, right? The waiter brings the plate and it looks perfect, but then you hear it.
The steak whispers to the baked potato. Psst. Hey, do you think they like me? I got all dressed up in these grill marks. I hope I'm cooked just right. Not too rare, not too well done. It's so much pressure.
Suddenly, your fancy dinner has a third wheel and it's a very insecure piece of meat. The baked potato, on the other hand, is full of drama.
It sighs loudly, making the sour cream on top jiggle. Oh, here we go again. It's always about you, isn't it, Mr. Steak, the star of the show? No one ever asks how I feel. I was boiled alive and then baked for an hour. And what do I get? a dollop of cheap sour cream, and some chives that I barely know. I wanted butter. Real fancy butter.
Your romantic dinner date is now awkwardly listening to a domestic dispute between the main course and its side dish. You try to ignore it. You pick up your knife and fork, but as you get closer to the steak, it panics.
Wait, are you sure? Maybe we should talk first? Get to know each other? I have a great personality, I swear. I was grass-fed. Very high quality.
Your date is looking at you funny, wondering why you're hesitating to cut your food. You can't exactly explain that you're trying to be a sensitive listener for a piece of beef. It's a conversation that would definitely not lead to a second date. And then the asparagus spears on the side join in. They're the gossipy friends.
One whispers to the other. Look at them. The steak and the potato. Always so dramatic. Remember last night's salmon? He was so much more relaxed. A real gentleman.
Your entire plate is a soap opera. The steak is having an existential crisis, the potato is throwing a tantrum, and the asparagus is judging everyone. You'd probably just push the plate away and say, "You know what? I think I'm just in the mood for bread," and hope the bread basket stays quiet.
But of course, you can't end dinner without dessert. You order the chocolate lava cake. It arrives, warm and gooey, with a scoop of vanilla ice cream melting perfectly on top. It looks like heaven. But as you dip your spoon in, a rich, chocolatey voice says, "Go on, do it. You know you want to. Forget about that gym membership you never use. Forget about that salad you had for lunch. This is what you really want." The cake isn't just a dessert. It's a tiny devil on your shoulder made of pure cocoa. The ice cream adds to it, its voice cool and smooth. "I'm melting, you know. Just for you." It would be a shame to let all this creamy, sugary goodness go to waste. Think of the calories, yes. Think of them as little happy points that will make you feel good for exactly 5 minutes. The ice cream and the cake are working together. They're a tag team of temptation, and you're their target. They know all your weaknesses, and they are not afraid to use them against you in your moment of sweet surrender. You take a bite, it's delicious. But the guilt trip is just getting started. The cake sighs contentedly and says, "See? Wasn't that worth it? That little voice in your head telling you to stop? That's just your conscience. Who needs a conscience when you have chocolate? It's a master of manipulation. It makes you feel good and bad at the exact same time. It's like a friend who encourages you to make bad decisions and then watches the fallout with a satisfied smile. This is not just a dessert. It's a life lesson in a ramekin. You finish the whole thing, of course. How could you not? As you scrape the last bit of chocolate off the plate, you hear one final faint whisper. "I'll be seeing you again tomorrow. And maybe we'll bring our friend, the cheesecake. He has some things he wants to talk to you about, mostly about your diet." And that's when you realize, if food could talk, you'd probably just end up eating nothing but water. But then the water would probably start complaining that it's too wet. You just can't win.